And with today being the 23rd anniversary of the terrorist attack on the Twin Towers on September 11th, 2001, it's important that we look back and remember its effect on our country. Ty Davidson has some Troy University professors' recollections of that day.
Anyone old enough to remember September 11th, 2001, and they will likely remember exactly where they were when they first heard the news.
And I was sitting in a classroom in my school in Demopolis, Alabama.
I was teaching at the Montgomery campus.
I was still a full-time radio guy at WTBF AM and FM in downtown Troy.
What started as confusion about how a plane could have accidentally hit the North Tower.
When we saw the first plane, we just stood there watching and thought, well, what a foolish thing that was to run into a building that big.
Quickly turned into realization and horror.
And then the second plane hit. And at that point we realized this was deliberate.
Soon, all eyes and ears turned to television and radio stations as reports and images continued pouring from New York City. It wasn't long after that until Troy residents began seeing the effects of 9/11 right here at home.
And so we were seeing the footage. There was a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion. I just remember sitting there in silence with my other classmates, and the teacher was just as shocked as we were. When I think back to that time, it's just kind of a real sobering time of people not knowing what to believe, who to trust, and trusting our president.
The one thing that seemed to be encouraging throughout it all is that we were determined not to be defined by the attack, but to respond to it.
Either way, those who remember 9/11 say the most important thing anyone can do today is to never forget the lives that were lost in the attack. Ty Davidson, Troy, TrojanVision News.
It's also important to remember the lives lost on the two other flights that were hijacked by terrorists and ultimately brought down by passengers. That was American Airlines Flight 77 and United Flight 93.